Hello, hi. Um, I have gotten a gym membership as I shared with you, and I want you to take a closer look at the tie. What does it have? It has a UFT tie clip, and beg your pardon. So a couple of weeks back, when I was working out on the treadmill, different treadmill, I went up a bit high on my speed level, and I went up to 176 heartbeats for a minute, and analyze this, and come up with a mathematical step, bypassed a lot of the biochemical engineering, biomedical engineering explanation. All right, so neat mathematical step, calculus. Whom do we love? Sir Isaac Newton. All right, because he brought us calculus at its finest, and its best. It's simply, analytically a supremest level. All right, so that's what it is. And part two, I'm going to look at proteins as well. So I went to so today it was a steady pace. I did the bike and the stair stepper and some weights, and low level. My weights I can handle really high, and even the bike and level one is fine because you're steady pace. You're not too tired. Well, you walk up to the gym, and then I skipped the store. I skipped go to the store because I hadn't had lunch, so I came back. I had eaten a protein bar, but more like a oats bar today. But on that day, I had had some Triscuits and a bit of tea before I walked up to the gym, and I walked up to the stupid me. I cannot think. I have been begging Mayor Chow to, allow me to use coin. It never occurred to me people could steal bikes if they allowed really low prices. Look how honest the obvious doesn't strike me at all. And but my husband has applied for paid for a regular bike card. It's 109, but I may not remember biking. So my husband's gotten a new car, so biking as well. Well, anyway, we will see. Maybe I can relearn biking, relearn swimming, relearn if I've forgotten biking. Anyways, coming back, and slightly relevant aside. So I went up all the way to the bike stand, then walked back. So a nice warm up, and caffeine works well when you warm up well. And I came back and I went on the treadmill, and I just hit 176 heartbeats for a minute. So, and I stayed there for quite some time, even after I lowered the speed rate. I stayed there. So I think I just came down to 172, or I went up from 172 to 176. So I stayed at 176. Or I didn't come down too much on the speed level because I could cope. If it becomes too difficult, then just hold on to the bars, and then your heart rate will also be measured. So that is what I did. And looking at Michaelis Menten, dP by dt. All right, best well. Going to go to my worked out solution and press it here. So high heart rate, time, I'll just quickly write this down and show it to you. Heart rate. So resting heart rate, 16 heartbeats for 10 seconds. So slope dP by dt is equal to 0.795. All right. I'm going to come back to. All right. So this is so it's a slope is an Excel function, Miss Excel function, and all you need. So this is what roughly. So a couple of points I don't remember. So but I kind of today steady heart rate 3 minutes, so that sort of thing. So I went up to about how much 26 heartbeats per minute. If so it's pretty now I would have to have looked at the I'm going to go look at it. Glucose catabolism or catabolism, catabolism, right? That's or catabolism. Both work. So here, what I would suggest, integrating. I said, Sir Isaac Newton, whom I sculpted, is here integrating with respect to time on both sides. So this is prop P is equal to, so dP is product, d product by d time plus constant of integration, which we were taught and have proven on my Facebook page is difference between limits. So I got the whole rather than look, I got the answer was 25.13 when my limits were 0 to 14 minutes time, right? Respect to time. So this is 25.13 grams of glucose was formed when I burned the starch I had consumed. So this is roughly 0.14 moles, because the molecular weight of glucose is 180.66. So it's about 0.142. And so that's of course the equation is, we just break this up, starch carbohydrate metabolism. So this is 180.66. Sorry, 25.13 by 180.66 gram by gram per mole. Mole comes on top. So that's 0.142, I think. I won't refer to it again. So so this is this is glucose, starch, carbohydrates plus water plus. So this is 0.1492 N here. So N. So N is equal to number of moles, 0.14. Right, we'll quickly refer. 0.14. 1.139, 0.139 moles. And that, of course, go figure, the carbohydrate I had eaten had only so many linkages, or what was left after lunch. I mean, because I went in the evening after a shower and everything, work backwards. Most of the time I go without a shower. But this time, after a shower, came back and just freshened up, or I didn't even. I refilled my protein. I bought a protein drink in a store close by, some blackberries, and totally unhealthy. Don't do that if you're a serious athlete. A small bag of chips, potato chips, but they tasted good. Right? Potato chips tasted good. So anyway, 0.139 moles of glucose, and so this would be 0.139 linkages of starch, intricate, I suppose. So that could be a serious cracking of the procedure, because Triscuit tastes really good. It's Canadian. I was told by a friendly old-timer neighbor Ted, and his cousin makes it. Oh my God, this gets made by his cousin. They have a celebrity in the family, the technical celebrity in the family. So, anyways, so that much I did, and looking at so red pen. I think my red pen is dying out on me, or is it's okay. It's so So did I show all of this? I thought I showed all of this. So ATP production from the catabolism of one molecule of glucose by glycolysis, the citric acid cycle, and oxidative phosphorylation. The complete oxidation of glucose leads to the formation of up to about 32 molecules of ATP. So I made 32 times, so one molecule of glucose. So you have, of course, Avogadro number. You can see how many molecules of glucose you have. This is in the entire body. So many cells. So 32 molecules of ATP, which means, 25 times 25.13 grams of glucose times 32. So would it be the number of calories I burn? All right. So 25.13 multiplied by 32 molecules. So one molecule of glucose gives out 32. So all the cycles I read out, and 32 molecules. So the quick look at Excel. Would it coincide with the number of with the number of calories I burn? Although I hate bringing this up because I didn't burn 804. Oh, so ATP, I've added a minus here. So I made, quite possibly, I burnt only the glucose, how much glucose was made. That's all standard stuff on the internet. Calories burned, heart rate reached, etc. So this is 84 ATP, grams of ATP. And it's fuel, right? It's needed to keep the human body, the cells functioning, etc. So workouts are good. That's part one. What else did I have? Part one. Part two. Where's my book? Here's my book. Part two is proteins. Proteins are broken down by protein metabolism is submissions which are with Professor Ramin Furnoud, the chair of the Department of Chemical Engineering in my alma mater, University of Toronto, that only a part of the protein is metabolized. The rest goes towards possible formation of muscle, build up, muscle build up, etc. All right, so that's point one. So that I've proven, that's with him. So, I keep hearing reports of promises being made in my direction. And at last, I think Professor Allen passed on my collection with him to the U of T Press. Nice going, Professor Allen. It only took you 6+ years. But then, I added and, I think who is it? No. 3. In the mitochondria, carbohydrates, fatty acids, and amino acids are metabolized. So carbohydrate I discussed. Some other time I should do fatty acids or you can save it all to yourself. So amino acid proteins via the enzyme peptase break down into amino acids and polypeptides. So this I plan to do on my anti-aging cream, which I have moisturizer, called collagen, 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 collagen. My son says collagen, but I'm a chemical engineer. I say collagen. Collagen breaks down into uh, amino acids and polypeptides. And some polypeptides may go towards a bit of, but you know, and I looked at one particular amino acid, phenylalanine, or quote unquote the love molecule, which can become. All right, let's look at the structure of amino acids. So phenylalanine, or you can look at your own textbooks. And then I'm looking at methionine, because it has a sulfur molecule. So those two, and of course, I did some referencing, looking up, etc. This book. So phenylalanine is an aromatic group, the aromatic group, the benzene sort of molecule, with the NH2 amine functional group and the sulfur functional group. It's called sulfur. That's what phenylalanine. I showed you phenylalanine and methionine. So sulfonylate acid is this. It combines with methionine, or when it combines with sulfur, but sulfur is not in my multivitamins. So I don't think sulfur is present in the human body. So it has to combine with methionine. And it may be present, it combines with methionine, then it becomes a sulfur drug, and sulfur drugs have been supplanted by a wide extent of antibiotics, but it could give you immunity, towards possible diseases, etc. In the olden days, sulfur drugs were used. That was before we had this book. So this book, sorry, I suddenly, because kind of old, not too young. All these, I'm usually addressing all these students and fresh graduates, and so I just laughed to myself. The sulfur drugs have the medical uses, and there's more of this. So sulfanilamide is made from sulfonylate acid, and sulfanilamide is a sulfur drug, and these can give you immunity towards diseases. So it's good, you're taking protein metabolism and taking amino acids. I would suggest you take phenylalanine, but remember love molecule, methionine, and then you're making the immunity sulfur drugs. So you're going to be immune towards love. You're going to be focused on your schooling, academics. All right, signing out, Gayatri B. Sitaram. Thank you. You're watching me on my YouTube webpage.